morning, everyone, and happy Christmas. Nearly. For today's video, I wanted to share bits and pieces of my Christmas here in England. Rewind. Hi, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living here in the UK for the last 9 years. This is actually my 9th Christmas here in England. Wild. So, before all else, and perhaps the most important Christmas-y thing to do is to put up our Christmas tree, which is gonna go where this guy is. We will find him a new home. Now, I don't want to tell you what day it is, but I will say that it is still November. Leave a comment down below. What day do you normally put your tree up? Here's my thought process. Putting up the Christmas tree is a ball ache, if you will. So I don't want to put it up on December 12th or whatever, leave it up for 2 weeks and then take it down, because that is a pain in the ass. So I want to put it up early so I can look at it and enjoy it for a decent amount of time. And also, to be completely fair, November sucks. November in England is probably my least favorite month. It is so dark out. At like 3 o'clock it's dark. And nobody has their Christmas lights up because it is still November, so there's no like Christmas coziness yet. November just sucks. So I am putting up my tree. You can get angry in the comments, but leave a comment down below. When do you put your tree up? And why is November the right answer? Anywho, let me go grab all of our stuff and let's begin. Ooh, how exciting. But first, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. If you'd like to avoid the chaos that is December, you just want a nice meal, do you know what I mean? Make sure to use my link in the description and code UNIQUEALANNA, or you can scan this QR code. You can get 60% off your first box, 20% off your next 2 months, and free desserts for life. Anyway, more on that later. Let's get back to the Christmas tree. I got him. I will just say, we have no closet. Oh, I'm out of breath. Give me a second. We have no closet space in this flat, but we do have one cupboard outside, if you can believe it, which is where we store all of our Christmas stuff. And every year I bring it in, I always wonder what creepy crawlies are inside it. So let's find out together. Now, our tree goes here. In this this is the living room corner. So I typically just move this stuff to the other side of the room. I don't have anywhere else to put it. You gotta work with what you have, do you know what I mean? Also, unrelated, all my knitting stuff. I technically was in the middle of knitting a top, which I have since put away to get dusty, because now I'm crocheting a Christmas blanket. And it is way harder than I thought it would be. So let's just get this out of the way. Okay, it's a little bit dusty, but I think I'm gonna wait to vacuum until we're done, because I know the tree's gonna lose all its little plastic bristles. All right, what are the odds that something crawls out of this? Now, I do tape it up in the hopes that it will stay sealed. I think we're okay, or I just jinxed it. Now, this is a old Marks & Spencer pre-lit tree. And unfortunately, it's not quite the best size. It's a little bit small. We actually have more space in this flat than the flat we did when we bought it, but I'm not gonna buy a new tree just yet. So we're working with what we have. But pre-lit trees, I am a converted pre-lit tree person. They're so simple. Oh, here's another thing. Get this out of my way. In North America, in my Christmas tradition home in Ontario, we always had a Christmas tree skirt, which is basically like a circular piece of material that like went over the Christmas tree stand, and you put your presents on it and it just looked very nice and cozy. I tried to explain that to my partner and he thought I was insane. So the question is, Christmas tree skirt or no? I went out and bought one, which I think we should put down now, because last time I forgot and I had all the baubles on the tree, and then I tried to like get it under and tied. It was stupid. So let's do it now. Not that one. There she is. look at that. Isn't that cute? So we just put the stand through it. Oh, wow, it is dusty. Can you see my jeans? I literally just washed these too. All right, give me a minute to put the tree together. It works! You can't really see the top of it, but just use your imagination. So next up, we need to flatten down the what do you call these, branches? I will say, this guy was like discounted many years ago. He served us well. He's a little bit sparse, all right, but he was really cheap. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't really matter. So let me kind of fill in all the gaps with some of the bristles. Let's do that first. Ta-da! Not bad, eh? There was only a couple of cobwebs, which was kind of concerning, but we won't think about it right now. So for this tree, the vibe, if you will, is kind of like browns and reds and that kind of thing. So we got these old sets, you know, there's loads of them. These are like fill in the holes, you know, fill in the gaps. So let's start here. In terms of like Christmas differences with the tree in mind between Canada and the UK, really nothing comes to mind. The only thing is like personal traditions. So in Canada, we would typically get a real tree. So my family and I would go out to like a Christmas tree farm, and you could like pick out which tree you wanted, and they'd have like hot apple cider and stuff. Not cider, apple cider, like juice, hot apple cider. And so we would have a real tree typically. And as much as I would like that, they are a pain in the ass. And they don't last as long as I would hope. So for now, we're sticking with our little sparse kind of skinny guy, but you know what? He's wonderful. The other difference is growing up, we always had a dog. Pretty much my entire childhood, we had a dog. So we tried not to put stuff too low to the bottom, and we stopped using tinsel because there was one incident when the dog ate the tinsel. I don't know if you've ever seen the aftermath of that, but it's not great. So here, that is not an issue, thankfully. And the nice thing with the plastic, like the fake trees, is, at least with this one, all of the like branches and like the mini branches have like the wire in it, so you can kind of like bend them and move them around. Because I don't like, if an ornament is hanging, it cannot be like leaning up against something or like pushed up against something. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be in a free hang. So sometimes you gotta move stuff around. Anyway, it's all very science-based. There's a real art to this, all right? Anywho, I'm sure that's fine. There's definitely glass in there. Anywho, let me deal with the tree, and I'll check back in with you in a hot second and say a prayer for all of the baubles that I just dropped. That's a fun difference. In Canada, we call them Christmas ornaments. Here you call them baubles. That was a motorcycle. The more you know. Ta-da! I think that looks pretty cute, if I do say so myself. Remind me and I'll show you our tree at night. Always looks nice and cozy. And when you're sitting on the couch and you got your tree on, and you're all snuggled up in a giant blanket, I just love it. Anywho, that is it for this portion of the video. We don't really do decorations around the house, to be completely honest. It's really this. But I will see you shortly for what? At this point, I don't know. But I hope you'll join me. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for continuing to watch it shortly. I'll be back soon. Bye! Hey everyone, and welcome back. It is now December. Merry Christmas, not quite, but like close enough. Where's my coffee? Our Christmas tree has been doing well. He's been up for a while now. Still very thin, still very sparse, but you know what? He's doing a great job. Aside from the Christmas tree, I really don't have like little things around the house. My mom is really good at that. Like she'll have garland and like maybe some candles with like a big red bow, like very cute Christmassy stuff, which I really don't do. But I also have no place to store all that stuff, so I, you know, like where am I gonna put it when it's not Christmas? However, I have started a new tradition. Can it be a tradition? The second year of an early new, that's a tradition, it doesn't matter. I started a new tradition of making my own Christmas wreath. So I just finished this year's wreath. I filmed it for Patreon and YouTube memberships. Subtle plug. Join me on YouTube memberships or Patreon. No worries if you're not interested. Forget I said anything. But I just filmed that one and I finished my wreath. I think it looks pretty cute. It's been up on the door. Nothing has fallen out of it or fallen off the door entirely, so I feel like that's a win. However, I was at Tesco. Tesco always gets me for stuff that I didn't go in there originally. I saw these tiny little baubles, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cute to put some of these on the wreath, right? Although we've had a crazy windstorm this month, and I don't think these would survive much wind. But it was like £1.50 or something stupid. So I bought these. I want to put a couple on the wreath. I figured we could do that now. And then I'll just throw the rest of them on our tree because we've got a lot of holes. You know what I mean? A lot of sparse bits that could get filled in with a tiny look at the size. Look at the size. It's like an earring. They're so small. Anyway, let's go put some of these on the wreath and hopefully not pull the whole thing down, because it's very precariously on the door. Anyway, let's go do that. Ta-da! It's looking a little bit worse for wear, but it's still up. So I feel like that's a win. Wow, the lighting in here sucks. I was hoping that we'd be able to attach these with its own like ribbon, like if I like slip knot it kind of thing. Did I think this through? No, I didn't. So let's give it a go. Okay, my original plan, not working. Spoiler alert. Shocking, I know. But I did dig out. We've got all of these, like, you know, the really cheap hooks for baubles that don't have any. And I'm wondering, I mean, they're really just paper clips. But I'm wondering if we could not use like a couple of them to like skewer them into the base. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I thought it was a great idea. Let's find out. Okay, that didn't work. They're not long enough to like poke into the base of it, but I'm kind of using them to wrap around some of the longer branches, like that have some like meat to them left. Does that make sense? Anyway, these are probably all gonna fall off and I'm gonna be really sad, but Merry Christmas. Oh my God. Remind me, why are we doing this? Pinterest makes everything look so simple and I think I'm gonna lose my mind. It's definitely like more wonky than when I put it up. I think just from all the wind, and annoyingly I threw out all the remaining wire. So like you wire all the bunches onto a frame. I've thrown out the wire because of course I did. So I can't really fix it. And there's like bits like sticking out. Oh, weird. Ah! Let's see if we can jam a couple more of these on and have a mental breakdown and then carry on with our day. And with that, I'm done. Let's close the door, it's cold. So I've added like a decent amount, to be fair, almost the full top level, the top layer. I added a few. Some I made it look like a Christmas tree, like just putting the string on a branch. Some I used the wire to try and hide it and look like it's just attached. Overall, they're probably all gonna fall out the next time we have a windstorm. And Pinterest, it's never as easy as it looks, is it? Anyway, I think it looks cute and I'm done with this. I don't want to think about this anymore. I'm not doing this again. It is what it is. However many fall off, they fall off, all right? It's not my problem. Don't get me wrong, I love Christmas. Christmas is great. I love to be cozy. I love to be in my own house. I love to be in fuzzy pajamas, watching a film and eating my body weight in cheese. Sounds great. But Christmas is chaos. There's so much going on in my head. I'm trying to budget everything and I'm still trying to eat well among all the chaos, which is where HelloFresh comes in. Today's sponsor. Who doesn't love a segue? I've used HelloFresh for years and I'll continue to do so. It's supremely easy. There's loads of recipes you can choose from. Everything gets delivered to your door and you get to have a really nice meal without any of that like extra mental effort. So for our recipes, I chose a pan-fried sea bream with creamy gratin, serrano wrapped asparagus, and garlicky peas. I mean, gorgeous. I also really like picking the fish recipes because I don't cook fish normally because I'm too afraid. But with HelloFresh and all the like instructions and the photos and everything, it's so simple. I also picked a red Thai style coconut udon soup. Again, another thing I would not make if it wasn't for HelloFresh, making it supremely simple. And finally, a speedy tomato Cajun chicken with spinach and mashed potato. What else is there to say? It looks gorgeous. I get a little bit nervous with cooking, especially cooking new recipes, but I've never had an issue with any of the HelloFresh recipes I've done before. They're super simple. Photos, love it. Text instructions, love it. Which means I can make this recipe for the first time and it'll turn out well. Normally it takes me a couple of tries. HelloFresh has given us a exclusive deal. Check out my link in the description. Use coupon code UNIQUEALANNA, or if you still aren't really sure how to spell my name, that's totally fine. There's a QR code you can scan. How simple. You can get 60% off your first box, 20% off the next 2 months, and free desserts for life. So if, like me, you're kind of panicked this month and like going into the new year, it's just a lot. You want to eat well without thinking about it. May I offer HelloFresh? Just saying. Anywho, with that, you know what I also love to make every Christmas? Mulled wine. And it's basically noonish. It's close enough. You know what? During December, time means nothing. Hi, welcome to this side of the kitchen. Now, mulled wine, I would say, is kind of a thing in North America, but not as big as it is here. I never had mulled wine growing up in Canada or like as a teenager, young adult in Canada. It existed, but it wasn't really a thing for us. I would say eggnog was a definite thing. I think there's sort of like similar popularities. In North America, you have eggnog. In the UK, largely speaking, Europe as well, you'd have mulled wine. And eggnog, like mulled wine, is everywhere. You can buy it in like cartons from a supermarket. I think I made it one year. Not my favorite. I think I prefer mulled wine, which is what we are making today. So today we are doing a Tesco recipe. It has lots of good reviews, so I don't really think you can get it that wrong. The only thing, this one does call for ginger, which is not my favorite, so we are going to maybe use less than required. And I found this bottle of red wine in our cupboard. I don't know where it came from or who bought it. You know, we don't normally drink a lot of red wine, it's just there. So we're gonna use this. Time will tell if that was a mistake or not. So step one, remove the zest from the lemon. Remove the zest, that's a weird way of saying that. But we're basically putting everything in a pot, aren't we? Wow, this lemon's like a perfect sphere. Perfect sphere. I also realized it wants light brown sugar, which I don't have, but I have dark sugar and I have light sugar. And together we will make mid sugar. Okay, we are zesting this lemon. How much? Doesn't matter. We're just gonna zest it. All right, that's probably good. I was just thinking, I made mulled wine years ago. It was in the old flat. I want to say it might have been a Patreon video. And then I did a taste test of like supermarket mulled wines versus the one that I made. And it's shocking how much better it is. So if you can go through the hassle, it's not that difficult to be fair, it just takes a little bit of time. If you can go through the hassle, from my memory, it was really good and it was way better than the supermarket stuff. Is that gonna happen today? It's anyone's guess. Hold on. Oh, Alanna, why do you do this to yourself? Okay, can I just read you what this says? Remove the zest from the lemon. That's not the end of the sentence, but that's where I stopped reading, which I've done. I've zested this. But the sentence continues. Remove the zest from the lemon and one of the oranges with a potato peeler in thin strips, then juice the zested orange. So it doesn't want us to zest, it wants us to peel. It wants peels of this and of this. But why say zest? Okay, well, I only bought one lemon because of course I did. So we can't go backwards. We've zested it. It is what it is. I will peel this. Or do we zest it the same? No. I'm gonna go back to the instructions. I'm going to zest this with a potato peeler in thin strips. And then we juice this. Why say zest when you mean peel, Tesco? My God. Orange has been peeled. And now we want to juice said orange. I love juicing citrus stuff because I always find out where the cuts on my hands are located. And let me tell you, there's more than one. And for our second orange, we are pushing cloves into it. Into the outside? Now I'm second guessing my ability to read. It doesn't say anything about zesting this orange. It just says push 8 cloves into the orange. So we will do that. And to be honest, these cloves are probably from the last time I made mulled wine, because when else do you use them? Why do it this way? Why not just put them in the pot? What does this provide? I don't get it. Next, we want to put the zest, the orange juice, and the clove studded orange in a large pan with 2 cinnamon sticks. Oh, this is brand new. 2 cinnamon sticks and the ginger. Okay, we need to cut that up. This is a mess. Can you see the mess? Don't look at it. So for the ginger, we want 4 centimeters peeled and sliced. 4 centimeters peeled and sliced. I don't know if I want that much. Okay, I've got an arguably smaller piece of ginger. It looks like a pineapple. It's like the forbidden pineapple. You know what? I want less than that. Less ginger just in case. Delicious. We want 60 grams of light brown sugar, so I'm thinking 30 and 30. Does that sound about right? Okay, we're gonna do a bit less of the light sugar because it's lighter. Do you know what I mean? Math. We're making it up as we go along. We also want 60 milliliters of port. Delicious. Then we want a bottle of red wine. Yum. And it also wants 750 milliliters of water. I think that's a little bit less. I'm sure it's fine. I don't want it to be too watered down. All right, put over a low heat and stir until the sugar dissolves, then turn the heat up slightly and simmer gently for 20 minutes. Then we're gonna remove from the heat and leave to cool for 10 minutes before ladling into glasses. All right, well, this is gonna be loud. We got this little induction guy, but he's dying and it's loud. So I'm gonna simmer this and I will speak to you real soon. All right, don't go anywhere. All right, everyone, come a bit closer. We have a pot of red liquid. Annoyingly, because I zested the lemon, we have to strain it because it's gonna have all the little lemon bits in it. But I dug out 2 of these. I don't know why I have them from a craft or a video over the last, 7 years. But I'm gonna let it cool down and then I'll strain it. And then we'll have mulled wine for the next couple of days at least. But I also found, so my partner and I went to Germany one year and they have like the crazy Christmas markets. And they do the thing where you buy a mulled wine and you buy the cup. And if you give the cup back, you get the money back, but we never gave the cups back. So we have these adorable Christmas mugs. Love it. Let's go blue today. I'll tell you what, it smells great. I think the studded orange is a waste of an orange. I should have just thrown the cloves in. I don't know why it makes you do that. I could have just I guess it's easier to fish out maybe, but it feels like a waste. Wow, the lighting here sucks. You gotta love that overhead lighting. Cheers, moment of truth. Did I wait the 10 minutes to let it cool? No, I didn't. Good. It's not as perhaps orangey as I would like it to be. Let's put some orange peel right in there. I think maybe squeezing more. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll cut open that orange and I'll squeeze the rest of it in. But overall, it's tasty. A mulled wine. I have so much that I was supposed to do today. Well, I guess I'll leave you here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. Or if you don't like Christmas, I hope you're having a great December. If you'd like to watch something else, it would be totally awesome. Why not check out this one? I celebrated my 9 years in the UK recently. Wild, I know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!